Title: No one expected this. Leonor's wedding changed Spain forever. The sun rose over Madrid with a quiet brilliance, the city holding its breath. Today, the world would witness Princess Leonor, the future queen, stepping into a moment centuries in the making. Elegant streets, historical walls, and the soft hum of anticipation created the perfect setting for a wedding that promised tradition. But what happened next defied every expectation. The ceremony that was meant to be perfectly predictable, poised, and ceremonial would become a moment that changed Spain forever. Few noticed it at first, the small tremor in the Queen's hands, the way Letitia's eyes glistened before the first vows were spoken. It was subtle, nearly imperceptible, but it spoke volumes. Spain, the world, were fixated on the princess. Yet the real story unfolded in quiet glances, in whispered words, in the secret emotions of those closest to her. Leonor's wedding was not just a royal celebration. It was a crucible. In that hall of marble and gold, the weight of monarchy, history, and family converged in a way no one expected. From the instant she entered the church, every eye followed, yet only a few understood the complexity beneath the surface. The world saw a radiant bride. Inside, the palace witnessed a transformation, one that would redefine Spain's monarchy forever. Queen Letizia, known for her composure, her elegance, her journalistic precision, was human that day. For the first time, in public and private, she allowed herself to feel everything. Pride, fear, love, a mother's longing and anxiety. As she watched Leonor walk down the aisle, she understood the paradox of her role, a queen bound by duty, a mother bound by heart. Her tears were unseen, but they were the clearest testament to the gravity of the moment. Every royal gathering has its choreography, its predictability. Guests arrive on time, seats are assigned, speeches planned. But in the moments before Leonor said her vows, there was a crack in the expected rhythm. A brief misalignment in the procession. A whispered word from King Felipe to his daughter that was caught only by palace aides. A glance from a guest that spoke of history, and continuity, and subtle tension. These fragments built a narrative far richer than the photos would ever show. Leonor, poised and composed, felt the weight of centuries upon her. She had trained for this, prepared for every gesture, every smile, every step down the aisle. Yet when she approached her mother, a private world opened between them. Letitia's hand reached out, fingers brushing her daughter's. No one else saw it, but in that silent touch, years of love, struggle, and guidance were encapsulated. Every lesson, every whispered caution, every tender encouragement was compressed into that instant. Spain's future queen and her mother were no longer separate, they were intertwined, bound by the invisible threads of heritage and emotion. The vows began. Each word carried weight, each promise resonated beyond the church walls. Sí, quiero, a simple affirmation, yet monumental. Cameras captured smiles and sparkling eyes, reporters chronicled history in real time. But the silent story, the one that would ripple through Spain for years, unfolded in private moments. Letitia's discreet tears, the way Felipe adjusted his daughter's veil without a word, the subtle nods exchanged between family members who understood the cost of legacy. These were the moments that truly changed Spain. Outside, the public witnessed jubilation. Flags waved, crowds cheered, and the royal carriage procession glided through Madrid. Yet amid the pageantry, the emotional undertone was transformative. Citizens felt a connection, an intimacy with the monarchy they had rarely experienced. The human element, a mother's quiet pride, a father's measured joy, a princess embracing her destiny, resonated far beyond the palace walls. People spoke of elegance, of beauty, of tradition, but beneath it all, there was an undercurrent of change. Spain had watched a monarchy that was both historic and profoundly human. Inside the reception hall, the celebration continued, but the narrative deepened. Conversations among dignitaries and royals were filled with admiration, yet also recognition. They sensed a shift, a monarchy subtly modernized, shaped by the emotional intelligence of Letizia and the poised determination of Leonor. The lessons of history were honored, yet the present demanded authenticity. Every speech, toast, and gesture reinforced that Spain was witnessing more than a wedding, it was witnessing the evolution of its monarchy. Leonor's first dance with her husband encapsulated the juxtaposition of tradition and transformation. The crowd's applause was thunderous, yet the meaningful glances between her parents spoke louder than any cheer. Letitia's hand on Philippe's arm, the slight tightening of her grip, mirrored the quiet emotional resonance of the day. This was not merely ceremony, it was a lesson in resilience, in the power of human connection, and in the enduring influence of maternal guidance. As the evening progressed, the queen retreated for a private moment. Alone in a quiet chamber, she reflected on the years that had led to this day, the challenges of entering royalty from a common background, the scrutiny, the sacrifices, and the unwavering dedication to her daughters. Her tears were unrestrained now, no longer hidden. They were a tribute to the life she had lived, the love she had nurtured, and the legacy she had cultivated. This intimate display of humanity was invisible to the world, yet it solidified the profound impact of the day. The final act of the wedding revealed its lasting significance. As Leonor took her leave, stepping toward the life that awaited her, Spain witnessed continuity and change entwined. Letitia's presence, both commanding and nurturing, had shaped the event into more than a public celebration. It had become a transformative moment, redefining perceptions of monarchy, family, and duty. Spain understood, in a visceral way, that the crown was not just a symbol of authority, but a living, breathing narrative of love, sacrifice, and the human heart. By nightfall, the palace quieted. Celebratory fireworks reflected on the Tahoe River, and the city slowly returned to its rhythm. Yet for those who had been close to the ceremony, the wedding left an indelible imprint. It was not merely about the bride and groom, or the glittering gowns and jewels. It was about transformation, a monarchy embracing humanity, a mother acknowledging her daughter's destiny, and a princess stepping into history while honoring the love and lessons that had guided her. In the days that followed, Spain reflected on what had transpired. Headlines praised the pageantry, photographs immortalized elegance, but the true story was whispered in corridors, in interviews, in private recollections. No one expected the emotional depth, the quiet resilience, or the enduring change that Leonor's wedding introduced. This was not a wedding in isolation, it was a pivotal chapter in Spain's modern monarchy. It redefined the public's understanding of royal life, revealed the unseen sacrifices behind opulence, and showcased the transformative power of love, family, and emotional courage. The monarchy had changed, and through it, Spain had changed. The wedding of Princess Leonor was a historical event that transcended tradition. It bridged the gap between expectation and reality, public spectacle and private truth, ceremonial precision and heartfelt emotion. By the time the final toast was made and the last guests departed, Spain had witnessed more than a union of two individuals. It had witnessed the evolution of an institution, shaped by empathy, integrity, and the quiet, powerful influence of those who understood that legacy is measured not only in crowns, but in love. Even now, long after the celebrations ended, historians, royal watchers, and the citizens of Spain recognize that day as transformative. It was a wedding that altered perceptions, challenged norms, and elevated the monarchy to new heights of relevance and emotional resonance. The echoes of the ceremony, the subtle glances, the hidden tears, and the enduring presence of Queen Letitia's guidance continue to shape Spain's understanding of its royal future. In the end, no one expected this. A wedding, meant to honor tradition, became a living testament to the power of family, love, and history intertwined. Princess Leonor stepped into her destiny, but the monarchy itself stepped into a new era. Spain had witnessed the delicate balance of duty and humanity, and it had changed forever. And so, the story of that day lives on, not in photographs or headlines, but in the hearts of those who saw beyond the ceremony, who understood the quiet, profound moments that defined it. The wedding was more than an event, it was a revelation. A turning point. A reminder that history is not just made in grand gestures, but in the intimate, human moments that no one expects, yet everyone feels. This script follows fast, emotional hook right pointing arrow measured narrative right pointing arrow curiosity loops. Curiosity loops, questions of, what really happened? And, why it mattered, right pointing arrow answered with deeper emotional insight. Background on monarchy, family dynamics, and emotional resonance.